crazy moment for me. I've actually never shared this ever. When I was probably just I think I was 18 years old, and this is right before I sold my first house as a real estate agent. So maybe like 6 or 7 months in doing all these leases. But I think I got onto the show. I think it was like Entourage or something like that. I think it was one of those sort of shows. And for like a week, I thought like, you know what? I haven't sold a house as a real estate agent. I'm going to be a talent agent, and I'm going to be able to represent like celebrities. And so like during my downtime, late at night, I was sitting there writing an email to like the top person at CAA. And now for those that aren't aware, like in order to be a talent agent, you either need to have a direct like connection or like be kind of like born into that sort of family, or you have to work at the mailroom. And then you work your way up. It's very much one of those business. You don't just start out as an agent. You got to work your way up. So I got the top person at CAA, and I had got their email address, and I wrote out like this really detailed email, basically pitching myself of like why I wanted to work with them and why I would be like the perfect person for that position. And I was about to send it. But the guy I was working with at the time came in the office, and this must have been like 9:30, 10, and he brought his son in with the office. And his son must have been like 4 or 5 years old at the time, and goes in and just presses the off button on the not the monitor, but like the actual like computer itself. The whole computer turns off, and I was like, I spent all this time doing the email and like and then of course I turn it back on. The whole thing is gone. No draft, nothing. I don't know what happened. It didn't save. Gosh. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to send that email. I put so much, I was so like disgruntled over that. I was just like, I can't put, because I couldn't recreate that. Like when you're in the mood, and I was just like fed up that I didn't sell a house. And I was just like, I put my heart and soul in this email. Right. This is my chance. I couldn't get in that same mindset again to write that at the same caliber. And obviously now but part of me wonders what would have happened if that email had sent and I had gotten a response back and I had chosen to leave real estate a month before I would sell a house to go and work as like some talent agent. And maybe that didn't work out. And then I'd have to go back to college and like, so that was one of those moments. In the moment, I was really upset. I'm like, oh, why did you come in? But like looking back, that might have been like that saving grace for me, where he just turns off the computer, and this is like fate being like, no, Graham, boop. Nope, you're not sending that email. But I wonder, like in an alternative universe, what would have happened? Maybe nothing. Maybe just that email goes on red. Didn't matter anyway. But it's fun to think about. I have enough of those moments where I can say, yeah, this is definitely one of those. But it makes me wonder, how many of those moments do I have where I didn't know that was even like that big of a deal? Right. Like something small happens and I'm like, but then that could have been life changing. I always believe that. And this happens all the time. And I'm sure this happens to everybody. But sometimes you're like, I love my phone inside. Like, you know, you get in the car and you're like, I don't have my phone. And then I go back inside and look for it for a minute. And then I'm on the freeway and then there's like the whole bunch of traffic. And then you look at your phone and it turns out there's an accident that's like a minute ahead of you. So many times where I'm thinking like, wow, had I left a minute sooner, I would have been right where that accident was. So I don't know. But I always believe that. I always believe that like anytime I'm delayed, I never get upset because I'm like, for some reason, this is like the universe telling me I need to be looking for my phone and like delaying me for something. That's what I think. I believe it. I believe it.